You know that saying that the past repeats itself? I've been thinking about that quite a bit lately. So we've got this COVID-19 thing, and it's already been compared to the Spanish flu. Um, Not necessarily in the amount of uh, people who've died from it, just been compared to it. The U.S. was recently in a two-front war, and we're getting out of the second part of that. I'm pretty sure I heard Trump say he's going to be getting the rest of the troops out soon. For example, 100 plus years ago, Germany was in a two-front war. And while they technically lost on the Western Front, they didn't actually lose on the battlefield. I won't go into that, but anyways, Germany was in a two-front war, just like the U.S. was. Seems like the whole marijuana legalization thing looks a lot like alcohol prohibition and the effort to get it legalized again, and the way it sort of slowly happened from state to state looks a lot like how things are going now with marijuana. It's kind of interesting to see. I'm kind of waiting to see there's been a lot of articles about the stock market it's going to crash. I've seen articles about it going back a couple months now, I think. And obviously there was the stock market crash of 1929, and along with that, money pretty much disappeared for a lot of people. So I'm kind of wondering if that is something that will be on the horizon for us, and if so, how soon. There's also those on the left who I openly refer to as communists. Antifa kids and the BLM group, and there's a few others. Pretty sure they're funded by communist China. I know Antifa is. I'm not quite sure about Black Lives Matter. I know there's another pro-black group, which I saw an article that showed, or a video that showed, for those who give donations, goes to like, I forget the name of the group, it was a Chinese communist group. In other words, this group is funded by communist China. There was a lot of street fights in the Weimar Republic. That was post World War I Germany, when the Kaiser abdicated and became a democratic state. There were a lot of fights in the streets between the Bolsheviks and the nationalists. Bolsheviks being communists. It kind of looks that way right now in certain parts of this country. I'm not in those parts, but seen a lot of that happening lately. So it's just kind of interesting to see history really repeating itself from things that happened not that long ago happening again. So if all these things have happened, and as I said, the stock market hasn't crashed, but there's been talks about it happening, people should probably be aware of the possibility of a stock market crash coupled with like economic collapse or hyperinflation or something like that, because all those things happened. You look at the Weimar Republic. I didn't actually know how bad things were there after the stock market crashed here in the U.S., but their money became so worthless. Like, people were using it they were burning it in wood stoves to heat their house. People were using like wheelbarrows worth of it to buy, like bread. I saw a video that was saying how, like, let's say someone who was on pension, so they had a set income, and let's say whatever that was would have been enough for them to get by for a full year. Let's just compare it to U.S. dollars. Let's say it's $50,000. After hyperinflation set in, it was comparable to what a cup of coffee would cost. That would be mind-blowing to have to go through. I guess they were getting paid twice a day sometimes because money was so worthless. They were, it would be hard to hold on to that much cash at a time, in other words. Not saying that's going to happen here, just those are things that did happen, inside of 100 years ago. And if you look at the way this country's going, with how much debt it's in, and how the Clintons pretty much gave away the U.S. manufacturing jobs to an enemy, communist China, we should probably expect something like that to happen here. Wouldn't really be that big of a surprise to me. Just saying.